Hi, today we're going to be looking at the nurses' salaries in South Africa. I'm Manithan Ryan, a medical doctor with more than 20 years of experience in the healthcare industry. So let's go ahead now and look at nurses' salaries in South Africa. Nurses' salary in South Africa is dependent on various factors, one being the Occupational Specific Dispensation, secondly, the benefits, and finally, the allowances, which is the rural and inhospitable allowance. So I'm going to be looking at all these factors and explaining to you how it is used to calculate your salary. The salary in the private sector differs from the salary in the public sector. So when you're making a decision based on remuneration, whether you want to work in a private hospital or you want to travel overseas, you need to understand what is your total cost to employer. So this video will go through all those aspects so you'll be able to make a good or better informed decision. The Occupational Specific Dispensation was implemented in 2007, which created a career pathing for nurses and an improvement in salaries. So let's look at the occupational classification of nurses. The occupational classification of nurses divided the nurses into three groups, firstly being the nursing assistant, the staff nurse, and then the professional nurse. The professional nurse category was further divided into a general nursing stream, a specialist stream, and a nursing education. Under these three streams, the general nursing, specialist and nursing education, three categories were created. One was the production level, the second was a supervisory level, and finally a management level. Once you've completed your degree or diploma, you can then practice as a professional nurse. And you start off as a community service nurse, then move on to a professional nurse grade 1, or you could specialize further. And then after 10 years as a professional nurse grade 1, you move on to professional nurse grade 2. Thereafter, a further 10 years, you move on to professional nurse grade 3. You can get an accelerated growth if you have done well on your performance management system. The supervisory position can be taken up after 7 years as a professional nurse. You can either take up a position as an operational nursing manager or a clinical program coordinator. These are grade 1 positions, and you work your way up to a grade 2 after completing 10 years of service. An assistant manager is the next step in the hierarchy. At the management level, you can join the executive management and become a deputy manager nursing. Now, this position is usually advertised as the total cost to employer, meaning that you would have to structure your package. You could also take up a position as a manager nursing at a level 3 hospital or a specialized hospital. And at central hospitals, a senior manager nursing can be created. You don't necessarily have to have a specialty to become a deputy manager nursing, but a management course in nursing is advisable. Let's look at the specialty nursing stream. Here as well, you have a production, supervisory, and management stream. After completing your degree, you can take up a specialty course, either 1 year or 2 year. Once you've completed this and you've registered with the South African Nursing Council, you can become a professional nurse grade 1 under the specialty field. Then after 10 years as a specialty nurse, you can move on to a professional nurse grade 2 or a clinical nurse practitioner 2. To take up a supervisory position, you'd require 9 years as a nurse, 5 years of which would have to be at a specialty level. Assistant manager nursing, here you require 10 years of experience. At a management level, you can also, with your specialty, become a deputy manager nursing level 1 or level 2 hospital, or a manager nursing level at a level 3 hospital, and a senior manager nursing at a central or provincial hospital. The nursing education stream has a production stream, a supervisory stream, and a management stream as well. To become a lecturer grade 1, you're required to pursue a course in nursing education. Once you've completed your nursing education, you then can take up a position as lecturer grade 1 or a lecturer grade 2. Once you've completed your specialty, you can take up a head of department for a nursing college position or a head of nursing school position after 9 years. Similarly, the management position, you can take up a vice principal position, principal of nursing college, and a vice principal of nursing college position. So let's look at the salaries now. So what are the components of the salaries? At the management level, the salary is based on a total cost to employer package. That means what you see advertised in the newspaper or the internet is your total cost to employer. You will have to structure this to create a basic salary and pay for your medical aid. The production and supervisory levels are based on a notch or basic salary. So you have additional benefits, which is housing, which you can claim. You can get 16,780 per year. Medical aid. The medical aid ranges between 16,872 to 64,668, depending on the number of beneficiaries you have. Your birthday bonus is 8.3% of the notch. You also get uniform and standby allowances, although there's been discrepancies of late with regards to the payment of uniform allowances, so I will not go into this in much detail. The employer pension contribution is 13%. So this is what goes towards payment for your pension. Lastly, the in-hospitable or rural allowances are 8 and 12%. If you work in a hospital in a rural area, you get 12% on the basic salary, or if you work in a hospital with an in-hospitable allowance, you get 8%, and this is on your notch or the basic salary. If you are in the management stream, you would get the 8% is based on 70% of the total cost to employer package. Let's look at the salaries. So as a professional nurse in community service, the notch advertises 198,462, but due to the agreement between the bargaining chambers, you get 37% more on this salary. Therefore, your net salary is 20,678. And if you have an in-hospitable or rural allowance, this can increase between 2 and 3,000. So you can get about 22,000. As a professional nurse, grade 1, after you've completed your community service, your notch is 241,908. The minimum total cost to employers, that's based on your pension and your birthday bonus, is 311,711. If you take your medical aid and housing allowance, your maximum benefit you're receiving is a further 82,000 rands. So your benefit is 393,371. But we're looking at the net salary based on your minimum. So you would get 18,846 rand. Notice it's 2,000 less than a professional nurse and community service is because your money is now going towards pension. So this extra money that you're getting goes towards pension. The professional nurse grade 2 after 10 years gets 297,516. So we're looking again at your minimum total cost to employer, 383,368 rands, and your net salary then being 22,465. Professional nurse grade 3 after 20 years gets 362,559, and your net salary based on the minimum, that is if you're not taking a housing or you don't have medical aid, it's 464,981 rands, and your net salary being 26,365. As an operational manager, means after 7 years, you end up with a salary of 420,318, and your net salary being 29,801. Operational manager grade 2 ends up with 33,607 as your net salary. The assistant manager nursing ends up with 532,449 rands, and taking into account only your birthday bonus and the employer contribution of pension, you end up with 36,146 rands. Now we come to the deputy manager nursing level 1, level 2 hospitals, and the manager nursing level 3 and specialized hospital. This is not your notch, but rather the total cost to employer. So what you're seeing here is your basic salary is 70% of this, and your net salary then ends up being 37,049 rands, and your net salary as well being 40,782. If you're in a rural or inhospitable area, you earn up to 5 or 6,000 rand more. So the specialty and nursing education streams, as you can see, the professional nurse grade 1 and the clinical practitioner, as well as the lecturer grade 1, both earn 362,559 rands. This is the notch, which means it's the basic salary. So their total cost to employer includes pension, 13%, which the employer pays, and the birthday bonus. So your total cost to employer in this instance, without your medical aid and other benefits, so you end up having a net salary of 26,365. Once you progress after 10 years as a lecturer grade 2 or a professional nurse grade 2, you can see your net salary improves to 31,256. The operational manager nursing, that's the specialty unit, is 532,449 rands. After your pension and birthday bonus, you end up with 36,146. That's paying your taxes and paying your portion of the pension. As the head of Department Nursing College, you end up with 37,012 rands. The vice principal and the principal of the nursing college both have a total cost to employer. So there's a package which you have to structure. So you end up with 37,049 rands and 40,782, similar to the deputy manager nursing and manager nursing level 3. Now let us look at the staff nurse and nursing assistants. The staff nurse grade 1, the minimum you can earn, that is with your pension contribution as well as the birthday bonus, is 207,942, the notch being 161,376, your net salary being 13,374. After 10 years, you move on to 192,681 and a net salary of 15,595. That's after pension, that is the employee portion, and taxes. Staff nurse grade 3, that's after 20 years of experience, you end up with 228,000 rands and 27. Your total cost to employer is 293,828. Your net salary being 17,929. The benefits of medical aid, that is if you have a large family of 4 dependents, you can see there's a huge increase in the salaries, almost 80% increase in your salary or benefit. The nursing assistant grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3, similarly, after 10 years, you move to grade 2, and after a further 10 years, after 20 years, you move to grade 3. The salaries being 124,788, 147,690, 176,331. Your net salaries being 10,600, 12,300, and 14,464. What did we learn today? The analysis revealed that specialization is the way to go. Nursing assistants and staff nurses should consider the bridging program to become a professional nurse. Professional nurses should consider education, specialty, or a PhD qualification, especially in the light of the up-and-coming NHI. If you're in the private sector, either clinical or in the administrative field, then you should be able to now negotiate your salary from a point of strength. The analysis revealed that supervisory positions earn more, so doing a management course is advisable. And if you're ambitious and want to become a CEO, click on my video on the left so you can get an idea of the alternative to the nursing OSD. And if you want to work in a relaxed but busy environment, click on my video on the right and check out Prince Msheni Memorial Hospital, located in KwaZulu-Natal. If you like what you heard today, you can press the like button. If you want to hear more content of this nature, press the subscribe button. I'll see you soon.